Puține muzee de istorie din Statele Unite ale Americii expun artă și cultură neolitică și mai puține au în colecțiile lor permanente sau temporare piese din patrimoniul civilizației antice sud-est europene. La New York, Institutul pentru Studiul Lumii Antice din cadrul NYU, în colaborare cu Field Museum din Chicago și proiectul First Kings of Europe, prezintă o expoziție unică, accesibilă publicului newyork-ez, între 21 septembrie 2022 și 19 februarie 2023. Intitulată Ritual și memorie, Balcanii, stravechi și dincolo de ei, expoziția include contribuții din 11 țări, printre care România, Bulgaria, Ungaria, Serbia, Croația, Albania și prezintă peste 200 de piese de o mare diversitate estetică și funcțională, figurine și statuete din ceramică, modele arhitecturale din teracotă în miniatură, vase diverse, săbii, topoare, pumnale, altare, bijuterii din aur și chihlimbar, dintr-o regiune care se întinde de la Munții Balcani până în Bazinul Carpatic. În cele două săli ale expoziției se află obiecte din perioada neolitică, cu o vechime de aproximativ 8.000 de ani, piese aparținând Epocii Fierului, cu o vechime de 2.500 de ani, și artefacte mai recente. Expoziția aduce piese rar prezentate în circuitul mondial al muzeelor. În majoritate, obiectele expuse au valoare ritualică și au fost probabil folosite în festivități și funeralii. Participarea a 18 instituții de profil oferă o oportunitate unică de a explora aspecte relevante despre existența acestor civilizații de mult apuse, despre care se cunoaște atât de puțin. Muzeul de Istorie al României este principala instituție românească participantă. Piesele rare și puțin familiare publicului american includ coiful de argint aurit de la Perețu, bijuteriile și obiectele din aur de la Sărăsău sau carul în miniatură din bronz și fier de la Bujoru. Între artefactele expoziției se numără și cele 13 brățări de aur de la Oradea, aflate în colecția Muzeului de Istorie de la Budapesta, și vasul zoomorfic din ceramică de la Cârna, din colecția Muzeului Olteniei, Craiova. Expoziția se deschide cu grupul miniatural de 21 de statuete din ceramică, așezate pe scaune în cerc, de la poduri dealul Ghindaru, prezentat de Complexul Muzeal Neamț, Piatra Neamț. Cele 21 de figurine în miniatură, de mărimi diferite, au fost descoperite înăuntru unui vas, foarte probabil într-un sanctuar, de acum 7.000 de ani. În ciuda diverselor teorii și interpretări în ceea ce privește rolul, funcția și ierarhia acestor statuete neolitice, numite de unii cercetători Consiliul Zeițelor, istoricii împărtășesc ideea că acestea au avut o funcție ritualică, foarte probabil legată de reproducere, fertilitate și moarte. Grupul misterios vorbește poate și de cosmologia acestui ținut străvechi și despre practicile care mediau relațiile umano-divine. Figurinele antropomorfice de la poduri dealul Ghindaru sunt considerate unul dintre cele mai extraordinare artefacte preistorice. Modelul în miniatură din ceramică teracotă de la Căscioarele, împrumutat de Muzeul Național de Istorie a României, ca și cel de la Sultana, Malul Roșu, din colecția Muzeului Culturii Gumelnița, Oltenia, datează din mileniul al V-lea înainte de Hristos și au fost descoperite în proximitatea unor sanctuare sau locuri sacrificiale. Aceste modele arhitecturale în miniatură au jucat probabil rolul unor obiecte de cult și oferă informații importante despre structurile suprapuse tel din perioada neolitică descoperite în această regiune geografică. Miniaturizarea figurii umane și a structurilor arhitecturale poate indica faptul că valoarea lor era simbolică. Expoziția reamintește de fluiditatea practicilor culturale și a simbolismului lor și despre interacțiunile dintre grupuri și populații antice și subliniază teoria Europei antice de sud-est ca un spațiu dinamic și divers. Ritual și memorie reamintește publicului de la New York de expoziția majoră organizată de Institutul pentru Studiul Lumii Antice în 2009, cu titlul Lumea pierdută a vechii Europe, Valea Dunării, 5.000-3.500 înainte de Hristos. Așa cum spunea Dragomir Popovici, directorul Departamentului de Arheologie de la Muzeul Național de Istorie al României și profesorul universitar dr. Ioan Opriș, cu ocazia vernisajului la New York, expoziția din 2009 a fost cel mai mare eveniment cultural legat de arheologia românească în America de la al doilea război mondial încoace și a explorat extensiv estetica, tehnica și structurile sociale care au unit și diferențiat aceste civilizații străvechi din Europa de sud-est. Romanian TV of New York a prezentat expoziția organizată în 2009 și a realizat interviuri cu directorul și curatorul institutului și cu cercetătorii români. În ianuarie 2023, echipa Romanian TV of New York a avut oportunitatea de a realiza un amplu interviu cu directorul institutului, profesor Alexander Jones, cu ocazia acestei expoziții excepționale organizate la New York.
The Institute for the Study of the Ancient World is a center for scholarly advanced research at New York University. Its mission is to support comparative research in the field of the ancient world from the Western Mediterranean to China. 13 years ago, exactly in this galleries, it was an exhibition of artifacts from Romania, Moldova and Bulgaria called The Lost World of Old Europe, with objects from southeastern Europe between 5000 and 4000 BC. The actual exhibition, called Ritual and Memory, the Ancient Balkans and Beyond, is in a way a follow-up organized in partnership with the Field Museum's First Kings of Europe project from Chicago. Ritual and Memory presents works from the Neolithic period and brings together more than 200 artifacts from a region that stretches from the Balkan Mountains to the Carpathians. They belong to a culture or civilization who attained a sort of a sophistication. We are joined here by Professor Alexander Jones, the director of the Institute. Professor Jones, I would like you to tell us a few words about the concept of this exhibition and also from how many countries and from how many European institutions these artifacts are coming from.
Certainly. As you say, this exhibition can be thought of as a kind of follow-up to the Lost World of Old Europe exhibition that's now more than a decade ago.
Yes.
But it really has broadened the scope of what we are showing in two ways. In the geography, because the objects that we're showing in our two galleries come from 11 countries,
yes,
present-day countries, and from a geographical region that goes from the Balkan Mountains up to the Carpathian Basin. So
yes,
this is larger, but also covers a bigger span of time, going from the Neolithics or Late Stone Age up to the Iron Age.
So like 8000 BC to 1000
the last centuries BC,
oh, I see.
When they were overlapping in time with the time when the Mediterranean world was part of the empire
yes,
established by Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
So this is many thousands of years. It sounds as if this ought to be a great spread of different kinds of cultures, but there are continuities. What we've done is in our larger gallery, we've put the objects that are from the earlier period, and so these are mostly from the Neolithic through to the Copper Age. And then in the gallery that we're sitting in now, these come from the time that is closer to us and are showing the very clear evidence of contacts with other neighboring civilizations, in part the Greeks and Macedonians, but also regions that are further to the east, like Iran and Syria.
I heard that these kind of civilizations, like the one that you brought artifacts on display, are called long silent civilizations. They actually don't have a name. It's like they are unnamed, but they are there, like the backbone of humanity. Why the name silent?
Because the reason, and one of the challenges with making an exhibition with these materials is that these are parts of the world that did not have a culture of writing and reading until later. So even in this time that we have objects from in this gallery, where these are overlapping with the ancient Greeks, who of course did have writing, this did not exist there. So we have the wonderfully sophisticated and beautiful objects, but our understanding of what they meant to the people is limited by not having books that talk about it, or when we do get writers, they are Greeks writing about a distant group of people and with certain prejudices that come with that as well. So we have to use our historical imaginations much more. We can't simply look up what an object meant. We have to try to understand the culture from the whole ensemble of objects.
I see. I would like very much to hear from you which Romanian institutions actually were sending objects to the Institute.
Yes, well, we have beautiful loans that originate from 5 museums in Romania that are really spread over the entire country. The loans were organized centrally through the National History Museum in Bucharest.
I see. And there is a special object in the exhibits from Romania that you think that would need a little bit more attention?
Well, there are many actually, but let me just take 2 instances that sort of mark the extremes in time. In the entrance hallway to the galleries, we have a case that has in it a group of little clay figurines of women.
What they were talking about?
Yes.
I was asking myself what these ladies were talking about.
This is a mystery. The figurines, as we've laid them out on the case, are arranged in a kind of a circular arrangement as if they were having a sort of council or conversation, but they were not found that way. They were found all together in a clay pot. So how they were originally meant to be shown, we really don't know. And what they represent, we also do not know. The one idea is that they might represent divinities. These are female divinities of various ranks in a religion in which you would have multiple divinities responsible for different aspects of the world around us. And the larger ones then might be the more elder, the more powerful ones. But they may be meant to be human beings. We really can't be sure. What we can be more confident of is that whatever they represented, they had some kind of ritual function. This is what we've tried to make the binding theme of the exhibition, is objects that had some ritual role that may have been their primary function for what they were made, or may be the reason that they have survived because after some other use they've been made part of a dedication or some kind of religious function.
Yeah.
Sometimes that takes the form of breaking an object. That by taking an object and deliberately breaking it into pieces, you would be essentially closing off its previous purpose and existence.
I see. That's very interesting.
So that's one very interesting set of objects.
Yes.
At the other extreme, in this gallery, just opposite from us, there is a spectacular helmet that is ornamented. It's silver and gold and has ornamentation on it, which has symbolic meaning. And here, some of this at least we can understand more definitely. There, above the visor, there are images of eyes, which are these would have been protection from the evil eye. The idea that some people have a gaze
still alive in that region of the world.
There's real continuity in these beliefs, and the imagery has a continuity as well. So in this case, this is one of the earliest examples we have of this evil eye.
What is the time lapse?
Protection.
What is that, like 5,000?
This is not that old. This is from the last few centuries BC. I don't remember exactly, but this is contemporary with the Greeks.
Oh, I see. I see. That's a beautiful one. It's absolutely.
And it was found as part of a hoard, a large collection of objects, including a chariot, for example. And these objects collectively show many of the cultural contacts going on with the Greeks to the south, but also to Iran and to prairie lands of Central Europe as well, the Scythians.
Yeah. There is a saying that civilization travels.
Yes.
And
this is what our institute is really all
exactly.
about. I mean, the Institute for the Study of the Ancient World, or we call it ISAW for short, really is constructed around the idea that when you look at ancient civilizations, you're looking at things that were always at some degree connected with each other.
Yes, and also
you have to study them that way.
Yeah, trade relations and traded technology, because this is what we see.
Yes.
The technology is traveling.
Technology, but also imagery. I mean, sometimes it takes the form of actual objects that are transported from one place to another. Sometimes it's more the motifs, the pictorial elements, which are being copied and adapted, modified. And beyond that, there must have been other kinds of things, ideas, but because we don't have writing, we've lost that part.
Yeah. Professor Jones, one more question for you. Do you think that the Institute would have many other exhibitions from that part of the world, from Southeastern Europe and ancient civilizations?
We would certainly love to do that. We would hope to have collaborations. This is a part of the ancient world is very big, of course.
Yes.
And there are parts that we don't really do here. We do the civilizations of Asia, Europe, and to some extent Africa. We do not do the Americas or the islands in the Pacific. But what we particularly like to have for exhibitions are parts that have not been seen or well represented in North American museums and galleries.
Yeah, because an American viewer would be a little bit confused about...
You will not see things like what we are showing here.
Yes,
for
sure. Metropolitan Museum doesn't have this.
Mostly these objects have to be seen in the local museums, and so it's wonderful that these museums are willing to lend us for a few months so that we can show them to audiences that then I hope will want to travel and see much more where these things originated.
Yeah. Thank you, Professor Jones. Do you want to say something else? Do you have another idea, Professor Jones?
Well, I would just like to say, as at the moment, as the head of this institution, how proud we are to be able to show these treasures that represent cultures that seem very remote in time from us and are unfamiliar to most of the people who come here. But at the same time, we hope we can bring out some meaning that connects with contemporary life.
For sure. We actually are... Humanity is almost the same, and looking at them we see ourselves from today and from the past. Thank you so much, Professor.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.